Hey guys, welcome to Lost Vibe episode 4, I think. Right now, Tommy's not with me just because a lot of you have been saying that I should be talking a lot more, and I usually don't. I'm usually a quiet person because I'm just the way I am. Like, I usually think to myself and everything like that. So, you get more of me today. And yeah, so honestly, there's no topic. I'm just gonna ramble and yeah, just get lost in the vibes. So my name's Ervik, aka Gotti, aka Swerve, aka Big Body Guy, whatever you want to call me. You can call me E. A lot of my coworkers call me Gotti for short or something. But yeah, so where to start off? So there was an interesting thing. I got out of my comfort zone, and I told a woman that I liked them, like I found really attractive, and like I told them like, hey, it's no hard feelings if you don't feel the same way. Like it took a lot of guts out of me to get out of my comfort zone and just be like, hey, I like you, and like, you know, instead of like beating around the bush, because like I've talked to a lot of people, just over the years and everything like that, from being in retail and customer service, and it's like it made me like improve my social skills a bit better, like a bit well. But yeah, like, anyways, yeah, so I asked this girl, and I'm not gonna put her name out there. But yeah, I just told her like, hey, like, just so you know, I'm getting out of my comfort zone to say this, but I find you very attractive, and like it's okay if you don't feel the same way. It's just I'm just letting you know, like if you just want to stay friends, then it's cool. Like I'd love to be friends, but like this is how I feel right now, and like at first I was like a little scared. First of all, I wrote in a text message, which is totally stupid. I know it's cliche. It's better to talk to somebody in person, but yeah. If you guys are noticing too, by the way, why am I outside instead of like inside a car or inside a house, is because like I'm gonna be open to express myself. So why not be out in the open doors, like the great outdoors, sorry. So yeah, so I do apologize if you hear like a lot of wind coming in and stuff like that, but yeah. And she replied back to me. I was a little like anxious at first, but she told me that she didn't feel the same way, and it's okay. Like I was like super relieved that it still left on a good note, and like at least I could say I tried. I've talked to, going back again, like I've talked to a lot of people, and like a lot of people seem to have one regret, and that one regret is taking chances. Man, I'm like talking too much to a point where the thing burnt out. Yeah, it's like not taking a lot of chances. So, this past year, like this year alone, I've been taking a lot of chances in myself. Getting out of my comfort zone, being more sociable, and yeah, like honestly, I think it all started because of my good friend Tyler Smith. I love you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm a weird dude. Like, when I'm by myself, like I dance by myself and everything like that, sing to myself. I do things that people would never have guessed, and I'm pretty sure people are like that too. Pretty sure people are like that, but yeah. So, but yeah, like I was saying, I just want to say like thank you to Tyler, just because like Tyler always told me like I always bring up something very interesting, or like I make a lot of people change their perspective around the world, and yeah, so I just started like doing like my own questions and stuff like that on Instagram. And it made me build a lot of confidence in myself, just because like a lot of people would always like walk up to me and just tell me like, hey, just so you know, like I really like your questions. It just makes me think, and I'm just like, wow, I would never thought that like people would actually take consideration of like what I write down, and like tell me why they chose that answer, and it means a lot. Like it really means a lot, just like all these questions, and they're telling me like, oh, what would you pick, and they actually asked me like what my decision was, and what was my thinking process behind it. And you know, I give them my 2 cents, and a lot of people are saying like, oh, can I like redact my answer and whatnot, and I like, and I just tell them like, you know, it doesn't really matter, just because if you know your answer, you know your answer. I mean, no one else is gonna be like, hey, who is this person that voted for this or something like that. But yeah, it all started with Tyler. So, and then like last year, I was a pretty big dude. Like I was like 245 pounds. I was round. Like I didn't notice it until like I actually played basketball for a good minute. And I literally ran up the court, and I thought I was gonna have a heat stroke, and I wasn't about that life. So I started to make a change. I lost 45 pounds so far. I think I'm sorry, not 245. I think it was 235. I don't know if I don't remember correctly. But yeah, it was 235, I think. But yeah, anyways, I lost a lot of pounds. I felt really great about myself. I felt like I had a lot more stamina. I don't wake up feeling groggy as much anymore. But yeah, it like all these events that's happening this year too, that's carrying over from the end of last year, it's actually helping me out. Being more sociable, being more out there. But it more of like a positive retrospect. Like I don't go out like as in like, oh, going out to the club and drink and stuff like that. I'm not about that life. I'm really not about that life. Like I don't like going to bars, because a lot of people don't know how to handle their alcohol, especially like people are very inconsiderate with others. So no, not about that. Goddamn. Clubs way too loud, and like again, drunk people don't know how to handle their alcohol and stuff like that. I just don't want to be in a situation where like somebody bumps into me or something like that, and they just try to pick a fight, and you cannot like reason with him or her, because obviously they're in the moment, something's bugging them. That's the reason why they want to start something, and what better way to take out your frustration and anger, this and that. And like, you know, it's annoying, but it kind of tears my heart that people have to go through that scenario in order to feel something. Like, meaning, like, I'm angry, frustrated, I'm going to take this out on drinking. And what better way to actually be in a fight and actually feel pain? Because, like, you know, emotionally you feel it, but you need that physical to match with that, how you feel. And I don't know what kind of, like, you know, how do I put this? Like, you don't know what's their story behind it, you know, what got them there to be like this. And like, I always told myself, like, always leave on a good note with somebody. Like, even though, like, they're very incorrigible and stuff like that, like, just still leave in a good note, because you don't know what they're going to be coming home to, you know, like whether it's like an abusive relationship, or just like parents or like friends or family that won't push you to better yourself. They always try to bring you down, or like, being alone by yourself in your own thoughts when you don't feel confident in yourself. You don't feel that self-love to be by yourself, because a lot of people are like afraid, especially like people in relationships where they get into like over 8 years or some odd years and realize that they can't be alone because they're afraid to be in their own thoughts and stuff. Like, it just tears my heart that they can't just sit down by themselves and just enjoy life the way they intended to do. Like, people watching, or like just staring at something, but just phase into your own mind where your mind is completely blank, but you're off somewhere else. It's hard for me to describe it, but I hope you guys understand. But yeah, anyways, social thing. Just not a big thing about that. Like, me being more outdoors is like exercising, running outside, or like even just doing jump rope. Like, I felt like super embarrassed at first when I was doing jump rope. I was like, man, nobody does jump rope, like this and that. But it made me realize, like, excuse my language, but who gives a fuck? Like, if you want to do it, you do it. Because, like, by the end of the day, that person's probably going to forget, like, you ever jump rope or something like that. Like, anything that's, like, funny or just weird, they're just going to talk about it for one day, and that's it. Like, they're just going to forget about it. Like, nothing really, like, it didn't really cross their mind anymore. Like, sure, it might pop up every once in a while, but I mean, like, are they going to remember your name? Do they even remember your face? I highly doubt it. So, yeah, it just made me realize, like, I really don't like being inside. Like, being inside, like, buildings and stuff like that. I'd rather be outside, enjoying the fresh air. Just listening to the wind, or just anything, because, like, it's my own imagination. I can think of anything. Like, for example, I tell my friends this all the time. Like, every time I close my eyes and I'm outside and it's a very windy day, I could just, like, imagine, like, oceans just rushing through, just hitting front and then back, or like, looking at, if you actually look at the sky, you get to see some weird stuff. Like, I've seen, like, weird, bizarre planes I've never seen before, because I was always invested into my phone. Instead of, like, looking what I see, I'm always looking down of what I need to see, quote unquote. So, man, it was just terrible. But, yeah, getting out of my comfort zone. So, yeah. With that chick, by the way, that woman, sorry, not a chick, we're still good friends. I actually told her that I really want her to be in my journal so I can write about her and, like, my experience. Because, like, I think that's really cool that she actually opened up to me when, like, she's not very talkative. And the fact that my positivity actually influenced her to be comfortable in her own skin. And it really means a lot, because that same day too, my other friend, Ryan Leans, he actually messaged me saying, like, I've noticed him going to the gym a lot too. Same thing with Olivia. I love you, Olivia, by the way. And, like, they started going to the gym, and they're trying to better themselves, just because they've been seeing me go to the gym, always trying to push people, being positive, and it makes me tear up reading those messages saying, like, like, hey, Ryan, or hey, Olivia, like, you're looking good, like, wow, good job, good for you, like, I really appreciate you, like, bettering yourself. And they always tell me, like, oh, it's all because of you. And yeah, it just man, like, it makes my nose flare, but, like, it really means a lot. Like, you don't get to hear that every day. It's all because of you. And it's really rewarding. It really is. But taking chances. It was, after that, like, whole commotion, at first, like, yeah, it kind of sucked that it didn't, like, the other person didn't like me that way, but it's cool. Like, who cares? Like, you're gonna fall down, and what you're gonna do, either you're gonna use that against yourself and, you know, split yourself of not being who you really are, and then, or you could just take it as an experience and learn from it. It's just like, okay, well, you know, it didn't happen, so what can you do? Do you want to move forward, or just sit around and mope? I'd rather choose to move forward. I mean, that's an easy question. It's like, that's easy, but it's hard for others. You know, like, fuck. I just wish that people can just see that it's not all bad. Like, okay, sorry, I'm just everywhere because Lost Vibes, talk about anything, of anything. Like, low key or high key, whichever people use nowadays. The world is cruel and the world is fucked up. No matter how much you want to perceive how the world is, it's pretty fucked up. And, like, you're carrying your day focusing on, like, oh, I need to get paid, like, let's get this money, this and that, and in all realness, you don't get the time to actually, like, be yourself. And it just fucking sucks. Well, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry guys. I had to help somebody. Like, I saw somebody, like, carrying some luggage, and looks like they were having a hard time, so I just wanted to help them out. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying, but taking chances. Oh yeah, no, it's just like with people that I've noticed is, like, when people watching, like, when I do people watching, I see people, like, just super stressed out. Like, they gotta get to a meeting, or, like, they have to meet, like, a deadline, or they forgot to pay a bill or something like that. And it just really makes me sad because, like, they don't have time for themselves. All they can think about is the future and not now, because it needs to be done in the future. Like, they have to plan to get there. And it shouldn't be that way. Like, you should just live in the now. It's hard for me to describe it, but it's not that stressful. Really isn't. If you desensitize yourself from, like, electronics and everything like that, you don't have to work or anything, and you go out camping, like, no electronics or anything like that, and you go out there for, like, a good week. I think a good week would do a body good. And, like, because, the human body takes about, like, a week or two to break bad habits or anything like that. But yeah, a good week. Like, if you actually go out in the wild with, like, very little reception, not having electronics or anything like that, it's just you and, good friends, and you guys just conversate and everything like that. When you come back to reality, like, quote-unquote reality, to civilization, you're going to realize, like, how much people stress over the smallest things. Like, oh, I'm stressed out because I didn't complete this task or something like that. It's like, what? It's not the end of the world. It really isn't the end of the world. And, like, you're stressed out just because of that. And it's stupid. Like, that mentality, I think that we should just all get rid of it, but you can't. Like, people take it way too much in consideration. A lot of people overanalyze things, and, they need to find a filter. They definitely do. And, like, I wish they got whoever, like, the reason why they act this way, or, like, go through this trial. I hope you get that approval from somebody that you wanted. Like, because people need to stop stressing. They really need to. Like, they just need to focus, not have a cloudy mind, take deep breaths. Breathing is everything. Like, I treat breathing like life. If you, like, for example, like my philosophy that I heard from one of the podcasts I listen to, it's just Alan Watts. He's really, really good. He's like a philosopher and something else. But he was just saying, like, you compare life to, like, breathing. You know, everything goes with the flow. You breathe in, you breathe out. But let's say if you try to hold your breath, try to hold on to life. At first, it's nothing, and then a split second, it starts to feel very uncomfortable. Now, would you want to live your life very uncomfortable? No. So, let go. You know? Like, don't hold on to life, just live it. And, yeah. Really want to talk some more, but I think I'm going to end it right there. But, thanks for listening, guys. We'll try to hit up Lost Vibes 5. If you really like this, like, solo type of, like, podcast / vlog thing, leave a comment. Please like it or subscribe. It really helps too. But yeah, I hope you guys have a blessed day. Remember, guys, never to drink and drive, token float. And if you guys want to chat or anything like that, follow my Instagram or Tommy's Instagram. It's gonna be there's gonna be a link down below. But yeah, hit us up with a message or something like that. We'll talk it out. We got your back like chiroprac. But yeah, take it easy.